Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Nichols Oil Pros series here for the playoffs round one out at Richmond Raceway for the Miller Lite 160 by way of Triple Bypass Racing League. I'm your commentator, Hamish, Munro, joined once again by Jim Cunningham. Jim, we had a week away last week, and we're into it now. Playoff season is among us, sir, and it's all going to come down to these next three rounds tonight at Richmond, next week at Homestead, Miami, and then the final round at Atlanta in a couple of weeks' time. We come into this race, Jim, though, with some high intensity for these drivers, the points that are on offer for them. Some drivers are going to get knocked out tonight prior to Miami next week, and others are going to hope that they can survive and move forward to the next round of the playoffs. First of all, Jim, how are you feeling? How are you going? And second of all, where are we going to where can we figure all this out? Pretty much, we've got 5 minutes practice left, then we got qualifying, so we got time to talk through the points and then look at the recap from 2 weeks ago as well. But playoff season's here.
I think that that Richmond is going to be the wrench that can be thrown into this whole thing. Richmond is probably going to have a few cautions. I see in chat that Tyler Rulis suggests 5. His guess is 5 yellows tonight. I think that given Richmond and the type of track it is, it's a tough track. I'm going to say
laps we're doing as well.
Yeah. And I got a feeling that that Tyler's might be a little optimistic there. I think probably more in the neighborhood of 8 or so possibly, but we'll see. I know that Triple Bypass has cranked down a little bit on incidents that are causing what would be considered silly or stupid cautions, throwing out a little penalties here and there to try to slow that down, because this league is typically not that type of league that runs dumb cautions and stuff. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. But I think this is going to be the tough one. I mean, I think you can pretty much predict mile-and-a-half tracks certainly like Miami. Now Atlanta's a different story because it's really slick, but I think this is the one. If you survive this one and can win it or get you some good points here, I think that's going to set you in a good spot to win this championship.
Well, Jim, let's have a quick look at the playoff standings as we lead into this race.
Yep.
And I think to nobody's surprise, when we get them up, Steve McClendon is leading the way, 2,004 points. So, of course, all the points get reset for the top 10 to 2,000. Whoever was P1 in the standings at the end of the regular season went to 4 points, and whoever was P2 got 2. So that goes to Sean Bradley and Steve McClendon.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, that was based on wins. McClendon got 2 points for each of his 2 wins, and Sean Bradley got 2 points for his 1 win. And actually, we had a tie. So there's actually 11 guys that made it in. Yeah,
I thought actually I had 2 forms of thing. I was like, well, is it where they finished or was it how many wins? Let's go with where they finished, but would have been right if I said the other one.
We didn't talk about that before. We should have.
No, we didn't. I mean, these are the players that are in it. These are the guys who are in the playoffs. We've got 11 drivers in it, and no Matt Pericini. He missed out.
I know, right?
To the unfortunate race of 2 weeks ago.
So, when I was loading all this stuff up for the broadcast today, I was looking at this. Look at the consistency by some of these guys. Brad Kress, 9 top 10 finishes out of 10 races.
And don't be surprised.
9 races.
Well,
I'm sorry,
Jim.
9 out of 9.
Yeah, don't be surprised, Jim, if Brad Kress is the one that we're calling the champion by the end of Atlanta, because consistency wins championships.
Yes.
You can have outright pace for sure. Realistically, the reason that McClendon is so high up in the standings, and it's because of his strategy that he played and it worked out for him, was he went for stage wins once he already locked himself into a playoffs position.
Yes.
And that's how he got himself so far up the order. Tyler Merritt got himself stage wins because he was unable to get race wins, so he used that to get himself in the fight. Same with Ben Harkham as well. And then, same for Brad Kress. So for the, even though these guys are close and McClendon is leading, by 4 points because of his 2 wins, don't count out Brad Kress. He has been the silent achiever this season, but he's been achieving all throughout the season. You mentioned the nine top 10s out of his 9 races. 7 of those were top 5s, plus a stage win. So he was there or thereabouts every single week. You look at McClendon, he only had 5 top 10s with 4 top 5s.
Right.
Bradley, 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s. So at the moment, for me, the ones who are in this thing to be consistent and to be battling on, and realistically, there's only 3 races to do it. You can get knocked out in the first race. The favourite for me, Jim, to win this is Brad Kress, just based on consistency alone. I think Jared Jackson's up there, and I think Matt Harmon's up there too.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of those. I really can't. Bradley and McClendon are fast, and those guys can, notch a win quick. They, both of them are super fast. Like you said, Brad Kress, super consistent. I've talked about him all year long, about the guy who just takes care of his stuff, and he pops up at the end of the race, and there he is every time. And, there's really some interesting people in here. I would say, to me, the long shot that I think has a legitimate chance is Jared Jackson. He hasn't won a race, but he seems to, later in the year, he was definitely very consistent, and he's fast.
And what's important as well, Jim, is all of his top 10s were top 5s. So every time he was inside the top 10, he finished inside of the top 5. That's 100% consistency rate. There's even the outside edge chance that a guy like Will Emmett, who never got a top 5 all season, but had 7 top 10 finishes, could sneak his way in somewhere. He's been consistently up inside the top 10 as well. I think the guys like John Crutchley, Jeff Slaughter, Ben Harkham, Jason Benson, they may be a little bit tentative to get up there, but they have got a chance because they're in the top 11 and they're in the playoffs.
Certainly.
And anything can happen at Richmond. Anyone can get taken out. McClendon could get taken out 10 laps before the end up at the back of the field, and all of a sudden his playoff chances are gone.
Yep.
So
I do think in a 3-race playoff, though, I think the ability to win, or, I think that the champion will have to win a race, I believe, in this 3-race playoffs. I agree. Obviously, you lean towards the guys who have shown that they can win. And some of these guys have won, just not this year. They're fast guys. But let's take a look real quick at the recap from last week before we run out of qualifying time here.
Yeah, let's get it up for Kansas Motor Speedway and see what happened.
On March 23, 2025, Kansas Speedway played host to a wild and unpredictable showdown in the Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series. The 120-lap race was packed with action, featuring an incredible 9 different leaders and a whopping 12 lead changes. The caution flag flew 9 times, slowing the field for a total of 18 laps. With constant shuffling at the front, it was anyone's race to win. The Corgi Airstrike 120 was sponsored by Ben Harkham and the Corgi Airstrike Corporation and streamed live by our friends at JP Broadcasting. Chad Baer in car 91 put on a clinic from the pole, fending off the competition to take the win. Baer clocked his fastest lap of the race at 30.6 seconds on lap 2 and led an impressive 63 laps, never giving up control and managing the race to perfection. It was a masterful display of pace and precision from start to finish. Even with relentless pressure from the pack, Baer remained cool under fire and delivered a flawless performance. The 9th car of Brad Kress fought his way up from the 12th starting spot, weaving through the chaos to finish just 0.2 seconds behind Baer. Kress led for 11 laps and recorded his best lap at 30.6 seconds on lap 5, showing some serious speed in the closing stages. His ability to maintain momentum through the cautions was key to his impressive drive to the front. Right behind him, Tyler Merritt in car 38 kept the pressure on to grab 3rd, just 1.6 seconds behind Kress. Merritt led for 15 laps and put down his fastest lap at 30.6 seconds on lap 5, staying competitive despite the non-stop shakeups in the lead pack. Matthew Harmon struggled from the 16th starting spot to take 4th place, showcasing his recovery skills from a number of setbacks. Meanwhile, Keaton Crothers rounded out the top 5 after starting 17th, making a strong run through the pack and battling hard to secure his spot. With constant battles for the lead and nearly every lap delivering a new story, Kansas Speedway once again proved why it's a favorite among drivers and fans alike. As the final race before heading to the playoffs, it was relief or heartbreak for the drivers trying to make it to the top 11 for Season 7. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling triple bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series recap. We'll see you next time.
Jim, of course, you weren't here for Kansas. It was myself and James in the broadcast booth for that one, where James and Al Corey got corgi bombed out of Kansas Motor Speedway. But we are gritting up, though, for the first round of the playoffs here this evening, and Sean Bradley has done everything he needs to do in qualifying, Jim, to put his car in pole position. He'll start alongside Ben Harcum on the front row, Steve McLennan, Brad Kress, Jared Jackson, Jeff Slaughter for the top 6, Corey Silver, Jason Benson for your top 8, Keaton Crothers and James Honeycutt for your top 10. So there's only a couple of playoffs positioned drivers who are starting outside of the top 10. Elton Wu, Al Corey then for your top 12 as we move back to the second page. Cameron Kane, Domenic Zenobi, tonight's race sponsor, and next week's race sponsor too out of Miami. Wonder how his old Florida Panthers are going for old Dominic. Matt Harmon, Will Emmett for the top 16. John Barton, John Crutchley for the top 18. Tyler Rulis, Brian Dickens, Kyle Dewey. Davey Hendricks, Michael Seymour, Tex Nichols for the top 24. Tyler Merritt did not set a time in qualifying. Neither did Kyle St. John. With the international flag, very interesting choice by Kyle there. So Tyler Merritt's going to have some work to do. So there's a couple of drivers at the back of the field. I'm just going to quickly cross-check this. So we've got Bradley in the top 10.
Yes.
Harcum in the top 10. McClendon in the top 10. Kress, Jackson, Slaughter, Benson. And that's it. They're the only playoffs position drivers inside of the top 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers in the playoff positions inside of the top 10. Will Emmett is inside the 15. Crutchley's all the way at the back of the field, so he's going to have some work to do as well. So there's a bit of ebbing and flowing on this grid, Jim, of where drivers are going to end up. But at the moment, those 7 drivers inside of the top 10, well, they'd have to be the favorites to move on to the second round of the playoffs. I
mean, certainly at this point in the where we're at in the race, yes. But I think there's a long way to go, and this is, this is a track that anything can happen at. So
it can. So just to confirm as well, because you know more about it than I do, how many drivers would we knock out tonight from the playoffs?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure about that. I was here for the playoffs last year, but literally it was like my first race was like the finale. So I don't really honestly know that. So I should, but I do not. I apologize.
When it's normal NASCAR playoffs, then how many would normally get knocked out?
Like 4 maybe.
Okay, so we'd go from 11 to 6.
Because there's 11,
and then you'd knock out 3.
Or
so maybe you go 5,
or maybe 2, and it comes down to the final 4 or something like that, I believe. But we'll talk to Al at some point in time during the race tonight,
we'll drag Al in.
We'll get the
answer at an inevitable caution. Now, don't worry about the lap counter as well. We're counting laps at the moment, but we're going to go green. So green flag running as Bradley will lead them away at the front of the field. Let's make sure we're focused on the front of the field as well, because there's bound to be some chaos up the front, Jim, as drivers try and plow their way forward here this evening. So Bradley takes the lead. McClendon with a new livery on that car here this evening as well. A Coors Light-esque livery on that car, Jim.
Very much a Sterling Sharp. Wasn't it Sterling Sharp? Yeah. Back in the day. I love those throwback liveries because I'm, old. Jared Jackson slotted into 3rd place there.
He has. So the top 6 currently made up of all playoff position drivers. Then Benson's back in P8. But stage points, is that going to help you in the playoffs, Jim, do we reckon?
I mean, I would think, any points in the playoffs would help. But more than anything, I think staying up towards the front to stay out of the potential of getting caught up in somebody else's junk.
Yeah.
So, speaking of
Oh,
junk.
yep, and I think it was Kyle Dewey at the final corner, so we've already got a caution called.
Well, let's see here. It shows me Brian Dickens got into some trouble. Dickens is up by the wall, and then somebody just took out Dewey there. Who was at the 122?
That's Brian Dickens.
Oh,
so it was Dickens who made connection with him.
He did.
So when we head back to live drives, was slowing up to get caught up to the pace car and line up in a line astern. I do appreciate we'll call it the science and the engineering that goes into a gym. The fact that the Coors Light cans actually change how they look depending on how cold the can is. And that's pretty cool.
Well, that goes all the way back to Coors. I believe is I believe like a cold filtered beer. It's like the only one that's cold filtered, I believe. And so their whole advertising thing for years has been about, the being cold and all of that. And they, and the funny thing about Coors in the United States was for the longest time, you could not get Coors east of the Mississippi River. It was only allowed in certain areas of the country, and if you brought it into other states, it was considered bootlegging. In which, in fact, if you've ever seen the movie Smokey and the Bandit was kind of based around that. They were going to pick up Coors beer in Texas and bring it east of the Mississippi. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yes.
What year roughly do you think that was stopped? Because that might change some details of some media out there that I've seen with Coors being used as a
I don't know. The Smokey and the Bandit movie was probably somewhere around 77 or 78.
Okay.
So it was still, I guess, obviously in effect then.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's been some pieces of media which has referenced people drinking, like, Coors Banquet, for example, in LA in the 80s. And it's like, well, if they couldn't get it...
Well, no, east of the Mississippi. West of the Mississippi would, LA would have probably had it.
Yeah, they would have had it, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it was more the East Coast and, like the southern U.S., Tennessee,
right.
NASCAR country.
Kentucky can just drink bourbon. That's fine.
They got no problem drinking their bourbon in Kentucky. That's for sure.
That's right. Exactly right. So, I mean, a caution at this point of the race already. We did predict that we're going to get probably quite a few tonight. Tyler Rawls is probably regretting being so conservative with 5 yellows at this point of the race.
Probably is.
You got to send it, don't bend it. So we'll see. We'll see if it plays off for him. But what do we think the pressure meter is like for these drivers in this playoff scenario now as we're about to go green again? I mean, for those drivers, especially those who are outside the top 10, knowing they have to make their way forward to try and stay in the playoff fight leading into round 2 of the playoffs at Miami next week.
I think that kind of goes by personality, Some of these guys are going to be real loose with it and just have fun and then there are other guys that are probably really super serious about it. I think it really just goes by your nature, your personality. Brad Kress seems like a guy who's not going to be overly stressed about it. He's just going to get out there and do his business. Wow.
Oh, we got another one. I think it's Will Emmett and Michael Seymour at the back of the field. So, because we've had an immediate caution, I believe this should mean we'll have a single file restart.
This is probably
that is a
not
horrible
the angle.
camera angle.
That's one of the best.
We see where he ended up.
That was one of the best camera angles ever. Well,
so he'd already gone round at that point, and then he just backs it off the track. Big old snap from. That was I'm not even sure what car number that was because we can't even see it on the all black livery.
No, that was It's like some kind of spy car put in here to wreck people. Let's see. I truly cannot even see who that is.
Is it Michael Seymour?
Well, the easiest way.
Or was it Tyler Rawls, maybe?
It could be Tyler. Let's see.
Let's go back to live and we'll scroll through the field to find out who it is.
Okay, that's Seymour, so that's not him. So here's Tyler. Yep. That's who it was.
It's Tyler.
Oh, there.
Yep.
Actually, I would have recognized it if I saw the Ford on the side. He's just got it all dark and silvered out.
He's gone stealth.
He
this
has gone
week.
stealth. Well, picking 5 cautions, considering he brought out the second one, I'd be stealth myself.
They'll be hiding from the chat at the moment, Tyler, if I'm honest.
Oh, you see what? There's somebody out there threatening you in chat. You see that, huh?
I know. It's Brad Dalton. Tariffs have been put in place, but we'll see.
I mean, I'm not going to say that it would be wise to just contact somebody in Australia and have it shipped from there to save money and to speed the process up. And then Victoria says, get her done. And obviously she's rooting for Slaughter there with the 88. By the way, let's see if we have time real quick. Where is Slaughter? He is in 6th place right now. Look, let's do this. Let's go check out Slaughter's car tonight. Come on, give me a good angle at it. Really? I got 37 cameras. I can't get a decent angle of his car. There we go. Look at this. He has got a AMSOIL Texas Oil Pros paint scheme on there. Look at this chromed out, beautiful paint scheme he's got going on here. And by the way,
absolutely fantastic. Also, your favorite driver, Matt Harmon.
Yeah, well, he's
got
a new
driver, but no more Cunningham tires on his car.
No, he's got Cunningham on there.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, he's just got a different livery. It's an orange. I believe. At least that's what yeah, there you go. Look, right there.
Oh, he does. Okay. Actually, a little bit easier to read than the last one.
Yeah, better than the green. I agree. But anyway, let's get back up front.
I actually prefer this one over the green one, I'll be honest with you. But second caution of the race.
I'm good on either one. They both have my name on them, so I'm okay. How vain am I?
Well, how vain are you, Jim?
Yeah,
Very true. But we're 13 laps in, couple of cautions. But the guys who are in the playoff positions, especially those inside the top 10, they'll be loving it, Jim. Because not only is this allowing drivers now to fuel save, and we were mentioned by Alcor, you get about 55 to 60 laps out of the fuel. The more pace cars we get, the easier it's going to be. Stage break is at lap 65. So if they get cautions in the first portion, they're going to be able to save, and they're going to be able to get there without a pit stop. And that's going to play big dividends to those at the front of the field as we get green going once again. But
if I'm being honest, I think we're already there. I think we've had enough caution laps already.
Quite possibly,
for them to get to the stage break at this point. But, you know, there still could be some strategy if somebody decides to pit early.
I could lock it in with maybe one more caution, personally. I think if we get one more, then we are locked and loaded, ready to go all the way to stage break. What I think now, though, is the front runners especially are going to be loving this, Jim, because the more cautions there are, the less time they have of green running, which means the less amount of time they're going to get attacked for their position. So the more cautions we get from moments at the back of the field, that's only helping the guys like McClendon, Bradley, Jackson, Kress, Harcum, and Slaughter. Even Matt Harmon and Benson, who are inside of the top 10.
Sure. You know, speaking of Benson, you know, he doesn't get a lot of props in this league. He's obviously consistent. He got himself into the playoffs. You know, he's one of the admins, and, you know, it's him and Al, I think mostly, and Parasini, I believe. But, you know, Benson races every race, and he's still doing admin duties the whole time. And, you know, just a little props to him for, you know, for being able to make the playoffs with all that extra stuff going on. I think that is an underappreciated talent to be able to do that, you know, to be able to admin, as well with Al, who's right behind him, actually. You know, both of those guys, man, there was somebody spinning right behind him.
That was Cameron Kane. And the third caution, and I said it, Jim, I think we're guaranteed now to go all the way to lap 65. I think we don't need pit stops now.
Yeah,
at this point,
I don't think so either.
Saving.
Oh,
I think it's.
He just got twitchy loose and lost it, but he didn't really lose it. Oh no,
Tex Nichols.
And who else was that involved? You had somebody else hit him too. Oh man,
and Nodge got held up as well. That's not going to help his playoff position.
He's got time to recover from that though.
He does, but I mean we've got 160 laps to get through.
Let's take another look at that see if we can get it from that horrible chopper angle that we had before. Where are we at? Here we go. Yeah, this went bad, and then it went really bad. Okay, he lost it. He was about to save it, and then unfortunately, Tex couldn't avoid him, and boom, I think Tex was figuring he was going to keep moving, and he just stopped on track. Not his fault, but yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Right.
Golly.
Yeah.
I
Let's
hate
head
that.
back up the front, Jim.
Yep.
What we'll do is we'll wait to talk to our round sponsor, Domenic Zenobi, until the stage break, because then we're going to be guaranteed a couple of laps under caution.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to? Are the lights still out on the lights still on the pace car, or are they out yet?
Let's see.
I was going to drag in Al Corey just to confirm how many are going to get knocked out of the playoffs.
It looks like they are on. So, yeah, they're on still.
Let's quickly drag Al in.
Yeah, grab him in quick.
Mr. Corey, we just wanted to quickly confirm whilst we're on the pace car, what the structure is of drivers getting knocked out of the playoffs across the next 3 weeks. How many are going to get knocked out each round?
So we're not actually eliminating anybody. It's just going to be based on the total points after 3 races.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
That's nice
All
and
right.
easy. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, F1. Yeah, heads up. We're going to go single file restarts here until we can clean up the yellows.
Okay.
No worries at all.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you so much.
All right, guys.
Oh, well, that makes it easy, Jim.
Yeah, that's
Means
better.
that
I mean,
everyone
that's
is
better
still-
because if you do
it
have a
means everyone
bad
is
race,
still in the fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
it means you're still in the fight for the whole playoff series. It does mean, though, if you have a poor run, you are going to be on the back foot a little bit if you have a poor run in the first race. So
sure, but it's better than no run at all.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah. One of the worst feelings is, as we say in Australian motorsport and sport, is you don't want your ski holiday to come early. You kind of want to skip the ski holiday and prepare for September. So
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
you don't want to be on the ski resort. You want to be at training and ready to battle it out in September. Pretty much.
It's a Coors looking livery, but it doesn't say Coors.
It's not
on
actually no. It's not actually Coors. It's what he normally has on the side of his car. Which he's had across the last 3 special liveries.
I like it.
But yeah, it looks like it's similar
it's great.
to the Mario, the Super Mario, and the Lucky Charms looking cars that he did.
Oh, that Lucky Charms, man! I mean, as much as I love the Cunningham livery, as we're going back to green here, that Lucky Charms was awesome.
Green flag running though. Single file restart. Steve McLennan leads the way. Bradley on his chuff, as well as Jackson, Cress, Harkham, Silver, Slaughter, Wu, Harmon and Benson for the top 10. Can these guys make it on fuel now to the stage break? Me and Jim believe so after 3 cautions in the first 20-odd laps.
Yeah, I would
Brad
think.
Cress, the silent achiever, Jim. He's been the quiet achiever all season.
He has indeed.
Does he maybe just go for consistency in these 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then round 3... that's when he pushes for the race win? Is that maybe the strategy of him?
You never know with Brad, man. He kind of, plays everything close to the vest. He always acts like he's not that fast, and, he was lucky to get there. He has
got the most American looking, the most American sounding voice I've ever heard in my life. And you know what? I want him just to read me a bedtime story, Jim. I'll be honest with you. I think he has got one of the most calming voices, if you will, in the field. You mix that with who was the driver who won at Kansas but isn't in the playoff series? He can't race too often. He drives the M&M's car.
He's super fast too. God, who is
yeah.
Oh my God, really? I cannot believe
Herzog, Mark Herzog.
Yeah, no, not Herzog. He drives the In-N-Out Burger car.
That's right.
Oh, come on, Jim. God, my memory is horrible.
I'll look at the last race, Jim, and I'll figure out who it is. So
yeah, I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. What an insult! I apologize to him. I absolutely should know his name. I got all these other names going through my head right now. I do have to say, Elton Wu is running that Progressive Insurance livery that Denny Hamlin won with last week. I don't know if he had that livery. I know he won today. I didn't see the race, but I don't know if he had that Progressive livery on today as well. But he did win with that livery last week at Martinsville, I believe.
That is Brad Cress that I'm actually thinking of, but it's Chad Bear.
Chad Bear, yeah,
Brad Bear.
Yeah.
He also He sounds like he wants to sell me a plantation, Jim, of some kind.
I say, boy.
I love. Yeah, no, he just does. He sounds. When I picture NASCAR, I picture Chad Bear's voice. That's what comes up in my head.
Belvedere, come here, boy.
Belvedere.
So, yeah, that's my southern mansion owner there. Voice.
You'd still say all, Jim.
And then, of course, then I've got my Cajun voice, which nobody would understand. They have to put subtitles on for that.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself right here.
No, that's not bad, actually. May I say, yeah? Made that Napa car right there look good. May if he had some boudin. You probably don't know what boudin is. It's a sausage. Rice.
Yes.
Rice.
No, I do know what boudin is. I just don't know it by name.
Yeah, boudin's fantastic.
Yeah. You know what? It sounds, and when I've seen it, it looks incredible. It does.
It's good stuff.
I want to get all up in that. Even jambalaya as well.
Yeah, I almost made that tonight for dinner.
Oh, Jim, you make me very
probably have
jealous.
It tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, well, one of the things I used to do is I owned a restaurant for a while, so and it was a Cajun restaurant, so I definitely can cook Cajun.
You have got,
yes,
I think, the most eclectic life.
Oh yeah,
Jim,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm
you
in a Mardi
so
Gras
many,
crew, and the guys in the Mardi Gras crew are all younger than me, and they're all like, you know, they all like live for the Jim stories of like the things I've done.
You've lived probably about 10 lifetimes in the span of your life.
I have, absolutely.
It is incredible. I feel that you yourself need your own podcast just to tell your stories.
I don't know about that, but you know, I certainly have a lot of stories. They come out along the way sometime. You know who else has got a fantastic looking car, man? That Dr. Pepper car. He's got something going on the side there. It's very chromed up. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's Knuckles on the side of his car from the Sonic series, actually.
Is it? No, huh? It's got to be a little Dr. Pepper guy or something, huh?
No, if we can get a closer angle of it. It looks like Knuckles. But if there is oh no, it is a Dr. Pepper guy. It is.
I probably should know that, but I don't.
Interesting. So 37 laps in, Jim. McLennan's leading. He looks to take another stage win for himself, although he's still got 30-odd laps to go until the stage break. We have had a nice green period now, which we do love. And the fact that these guys...
for saying that. Now, thanks. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. I do not believe in the commentator's curse, Jim.
Neither
that is a self-inflicted belief that people have.
Neither do I.
It creates stress. It creates inner unnerving, and it doesn't exist. Commentator's curse does not exist. It is either wrong place, wrong time, or someone's listening to the broadcast and then they get in their own head. So you know what I say to that? Don't listen to the broadcast whilst you race. You can watch it whilst you race, but don't listen to it, because we may be talking about you at some point and then you make a mistake because you're like, oh, they're talking about me. Oh shit, there's a corner coming up. I better try and slow up. And then you're in the wall.
That would be me for sure.
It's happened too many times before, Jim. It has happened so many times before. I have had it where someone's listening along whilst they're racing as we get a caution. And they're texting into the chat whilst they're racing. And this is Michael Seymour in the 8.7 Navy liveried car.
Yeah, he must have be a Navy vet. Oh,
boy,
that bit on him, huh?
Yeah, he definitely felt the.
I mean, he
definitely felt all of the 7 Cs with that one.
He was a little loose. Oh, here we go. That was a good one. He was a little loose there, man. But man, when it caught, it snapped around on him.
It did. It did. I hope he took his.
He's smoking too. Look, he tore that thing up. Look.
He did. He did. And I mean, and that thing's just getting anchored down at this point with that damage.
Oh God! Stop. Stop! I'm getting queasy.
You're getting queasy.
Oh, look. Oh, Matt.
Do you need to see? Oh, no, Matt. Do you need a seasickness pill too, Jim?
Oh,
There's some rough seas out there.
yeah, it's rough sailing for sure. Okay.
Yep.
I joined the
Yep.
party with you. You happy?
I'm very happy. Don't go to Southern LA because there are some tough seas out there too.
All right, let's go back live
Also,
here.
some tough bees as well.
Oh, my word.
Yep.
Oh, it's a good thing that they. Oh, this is not your last week. Next week's your last week, right? You
Yep.
won't be here for the
Yep.
finale.
I won't be here for the finale. Oh, Matt Perusini in the chat. He just got back from Concord from Darlington, which is good to see.
Anyway, so where's he at? He's in the. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Just got back from Darlington. It's very nice, man. Yeah, I want to go to Darlington. That's one of my favorite tracks. It's just so much history, and the Lady in Black, the track Too Tough to Tame. Darlington's wonderful. I love it. One of my favorites. And by the way, good to see you, Matt. Good to see you in chat with us.
Yeah,
We can use your
unfortunately,
expertise.
We can.
Indeed. So where are we at? We're at 43. So we're going to have about 20 laps to the stage break, huh? So my question is, let's say we get a caution in, say, 10 laps or so, 55 to 60, somewhere in there. Do you pit out a cycle, get yourself a fresh set and a full tank, and then stay out when everybody else pits at the stage break in hopes of maybe getting some track position, especially if you're a playoff guy who's maybe a little further back in the field or something like Benson or somebody like that? Do you pull something like that to try to get up front? Oh, some of these guys have already pitted, huh?
Yeah, there's some people who have. Davey Hendricks pitted on lap 10.
No, these guys just pitted.
5.
Rulis Benson,
Harmon. I suppose for Crutchley and Benson, those are the guys on the opposite end of the possibility of winning the playoffs. So they need to do some dice rolls here, Jim, to see how it plays out for them.
I like it. I like that.
They're going for the dice roll maybe to get a race win more so than getting the stage win. The issue is now they're at the back of the field and they've got to try and stay out of trouble. They've got to stay out of the wars as the green flag goes once again.
But the beauty of that is, as we go green, is that they can just pop in for a little splash of gas at the stage break where everybody else is going to be taking tires. Because Al kind of confirmed to us that tire wear is not horrible here. So, stretching your tires a little bit may not be the worst thing in the world.
Well, their tires are also getting stretched by the fact of that they're having these pace cars as well. So the tires are going to go a little bit longer on the next run. Now, if they're able to get 55 to 60 laps on fuel, it's pretty much, if they can go to 65, how much further can they go with this extra pace car? If they can go to 70, that means that they could probably go out to around about 125, 130. So it should mean that they only need 2 stops, and that's another caution. And it's Tyler Rulis, I believe, maybe John Barton, who's now in pit lane. So it was one of the two.
I thought I saw somebody scuff the wall, but
yeah,
I'm not sure here why this is. That's not it. Let's see if this is it. Oh, right into who was that? Oh no, that's Benson. Oh my gosh,
Nichols.
And Tex. Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
Gee whiz! How did all that happen from that little crash? I mean, not that it was a little crash, but holy cow!
And that there, you see Crutchley getting caught up. You see Benson caught in that moment too.
You're right.
That is the gamble you play.
Well, you just said
ending
it too.
up at the back of the field. Yeah. That's
wow.
Unfortunately that's the gamble that you play. Pitting early and ending up at the back, especially on a race start.
Golly, but at least they, I'm sure probably everybody still had their faster pairs, but man, it's a tough place to be. It's 50 laps in this race and you don't have your faster pair anymore. Wow, man. Oh, that was so unfortunate there. Yeah, wrong place, wrong time, just like you said.
Yep. That's right.
And I've talked about it all season. If it's me, I want track position, man. I don't want to be back there, especially not at a track that has fast cautions and nowhere, not a ton of room to go. Like a big mile and a half track or something's a little different, but
yeah. So I mean, this is more playing into the hands of McClendon, even more so now, Jim. Same with Bradley, because the longer these guys stay up here, the more likely they are to get this stage win now. Because when we go green, we're going to have probably 15 laps to the stage break.
Yeah, at best.
They can definitely make it on the
fuel. 12, 13.
How far can they go on the fuel? How far can they go on the fuel now? Because
a ways.
If they can go past, if they can go 70, as I was saying before, they can go to then 125, 130, and then it's a short fill home. If they can somehow save enough, if they get enough cautions, they could go to maybe go to 80, which then means they only need a quick splash at the end to get home of roughly 20 laps of fuel or so.
I think, obviously we know we got the caution at 65. I think at that point, most of these guys will probably pit. But I think we're going to see race control, keeping this thing single file till they can cut down on these cautions. We're at caution number 5 already. They don't want this to go to 15 cautions. So.
We already know that Ruleless is wrong.
Yeah,
because we're going to get one more for the stage break. So.
Yeah, Tyler definitely missed that one a little bit. He was being optimistic for sure.
I think optimism was not his best of friends.
No, well, possibly. he's typically he often gives optimistic guesses. He's usually short, if anything. He doesn't usually overguess. Corey De Silva's up here running 6th. Here we go, back green again. Missed that. Sorry about that.
Okay, green flag running for us.
Jump back up here. But I'll tell you what, Jared Jackson's having another quiet race, just staying in 3rd, not making any noise, just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's just doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, he is.
Staying in the fight, staying within.
Harcum's getting a little racy back there.
Yeah, he's really starting to put some pressure on.
Yeah, he is.
Jackson outside line with him as well. So these guys are battling. A couple of the Camrys inside of the top 10. Brad Kress is there too.
They're starting to scramble now. Oh, we got a 5 guys car. Oh, that's Silva. Oh, did Kress touch the wall right there?
I think
not. I don't know. I might
maybe not.
It was kind of out of the corner of my eye. I was looking at something else, but yeah, they're all getting a little racy up there. I think that this is indicative of the fact that the stage break's coming.
Yeah, they're trying to push on. They're trying to get any extra points they can. And, I mean, with the top 5 all made up of playoff position drivers, they've got to try and maximize these points. They cannot let anyone ahead of them or behind them get any more points than them. So 11 laps till the caution for the stage break.
Another little racy pack back here. Look at this.
Yeah. I don't know how Matt Pericini will feel seeing another Jeff Gordon-esque livery on circuit.
Pericini owns and rules the Jeff Gordon cars for sure.
I was going to say the Jeff Gordon-esque, but it's a Hendricks Racing car.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's pop back up here and see what's happening. Everything seems to settle down a little bit up here.
So Bradley and McClendon still at the front of the field. Jackson, Harcum, Kress, Silver, Slaughter, Hendricks, Wu. And then Honeycutt is the top 10 at the moment. They're fighting their way forward, Jim, and I feel it's not a sprint. Obviously, it's a long race, 160 laps. It's going to come down to how patient can you be throughout the race proceedings tonight. I mean, we're only 7 laps away from the caution break, so for the stage break, I should say. So these guys now be hoping that there's not going to be a caution thrown unless it's going to be within a couple laps of the stage break, because then it would automatically become the stage break.
So Al Corey's right there running with Matt Harmon. What team is that Al Corey's racing for?
TBP co-founder.
Oh, the triple pie bass. I'm guaranteed to screw that one up.
That's still triple bypass, Jim. TBP, not TPP.
Oh no, it's on my scoring and timing it shows triple pie bass.
Yeah, but on the I can't see that, Jim, because the live timing, I haven't got it set to the team name.
Oh,
and
okay.
Al Corey above his thing
it does.
has little thing of TBP.
Well, on my live scoring, apparently he's changed it to triple pie bass after that race a couple of weeks ago, and it's probably just to torture me because I slaughtered the English language as it is anyway. Look at Harmon, man. He got a run right there. Holy cow.
I think Pericini has been personally insulted by the fact that Honeycutt is running that Horton livery. There's only 124 in this league, and Honeycutt ate him. That's funny.
That's a good one, Matt. That's right, though. All right, well, we're coming up here on the stage break, man. We're at 60, fixing to be lap 63 here. So that puts us two laps away. And right now, McClendon's got a comfortable half-second lead.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good, pretty tasty for
strong.
the stage win. Is he going to be there for the race win, though, which I think is probably going to be more important than the stage points?
Well, he's the only guy in the field with 2 wins. So I would say and he's run up front all night long. I would say there's a good chance he is going to be there. You would have to put...
The stage will end at the end of this lap, Jim.
Yes, that's right.
And McClendon is going to take himself another stage win, some more stage points, and will extend his championship lead in the playoff series. The caution is called, the flag is out, the pace car is out. Who comes into pit road to take their stop, or do they continue to save across this pace car?
Oh no, I think these guys up front are coming for sure. Yeah, it's hard to say now because some of those guys that maybe were thinking about doing something special gotten caught up in that little wreck. So that's another situation. I'm not sure. Yep, here they all come down.
So stage break's happening. We'll wait for them to enter the box. Although Domenic Zenobi pit on lap 18, does he come in, Jim? Because we need to have a chat to him.
Probably. Let's put the camera on him. Where is he at? Okay.
He's in pit road, so let's wait till he stops.
Well, he's going to be.
We'll drag him in.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. That's good. We'll stay with him right now.
Yeah.
So it looks like Tyler Rule stayed out. Yeah.
Yeah, he pitted on lap 48, so he's just going to stick to his regular strategy. See how that plays out. Zenobi locks in. Mr. Zenobi, you are the round sponsor this week. First of all, thank you so much for sponsoring the round. And second of all, how does it feel to lose to the Red Wings on the weekend?
It was terrible. That was awful.
That's so wrong.
We suck. I don't know what's going on right now.
Oh, look, he's a sour fan right now.
Yeah, he is. He is. They all of a sudden they win a cup, and then he's just like, "Oh no, it's not going to happen again. Surely not." But,
well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm hopeful that the Oilers can make up for the disappointment of last season and actually win the cup.
Aren't we supposed to be thanking him for sponsoring the race and asking him how his race is going right now?
We're about to, but we've also got to lock down why he's a Florida Panthers fan apart from coming from Florida. But irregardless, Dom, thank you so much for sponsoring the round. How's your race going thus far?
It's been a brutal one so far. I self-spun on one caution, and I just got rear-ended on this last one, so I'm just hanging in there right now.
Yeah, that livery you're running tonight looks good. I like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Nice and chromed up a little bit there on the numbers. I like it.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm running it in the night, so I haven't really
it looks good. Yeah, you're gonna like the way it looks under the lights for sure.
Awesome.
So, what any particular reason why Miller was your choice of sponsor for this particular race?
I really, honestly, I couldn't think of anything, and that's my favorite beer. So
There you
I was
go.
like, screw it, let's do that.
So then you're also sponsoring next week's race, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Don't reveal if it's going to be a different sponsor or not. We'll save that.
Surely next week is going to be the Florida Panthers 160, being it's at Miami.
I mean, it could be. Hey, we're going back green. Let him go. Sorry, man.
We are. Chat to you
Thanks,
later.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Surely it has to be. It
Yeah.
has to be the Florida Panthers 160.
Didn't he do that earlier in the year, like the Florida Wild Man something or another? Or
I don't know.
you don't
I
remember
don't
that?
know, but- No,
it was
I
like
don't-
it was
I
like
can't
one of the
remember.
first couple of races of the year.
Oh, okay. Well, as we said, big thank you though to Domenic Zenobi, who was today's race sponsor as well, in the number 30 car. We appreciate him. Matt Pericini, my fellow Oiler, is backing me up. Florida Panthers suck. You're right about that, Matt. You are right about that.
Bradley Dalton with his I'm the Johnson to your Gordon. Yeah.
I think Johnson finished more races, Brad. I'll be honest with you. Oh, yeah. So
wow. Poor guy. I hope he was wearing a cup for that one, because that was a straight shot to the groin there.
Well, you leave the door open, I'll spot and kick it down.
Oh, you absolutely kicked that one down for sure.
I did.
Let's see what kind of speeds these guys are running here. 115 into the turn, it looked like. No, that's probably, he was already on the brakes, I think. Yeah, it's got to be faster than that.
Yeah.
There we go. So about 140, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a fast circuit, although it is a dangerous one as we get a 7th caution called.
140 miles an hour on a 1 mile track is pretty quick.
So it doesn't appear, Jim, that they are that they're stopping these cautions anytime soon.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way, does
look
it?
at that. Is it fake Jeff Gordon? It's fake Jeff Gordon.
Stop.
It's fake Matt Pericini. Apparently I'm fired by Matt, apparently, but that was to Brad, not to you, Matt, to be fair.
Yeah, he was talking about Brad. He was talking about Brad because Brad doesn't finish enough races to be Jimmy Johnson, apparently. But I didn't say it. And you know I love you, Matt. You're one of my favorites.
Oh, I know. I love seeing Matt do well. I was incredibly heartbroken that he was taken out
too,
last
actually.
week.
When I looked at the scoring for who made the playoffs and he wasn't in it, I truly was bummed. I really was.
Yeah. I had mentally prepared myself for that moment, I must say.
Well, I missed last week, but, so I was out, and
so
I was not prepared for that.
So we had 5 cautions before the stage break, Jim.
Yes.
If we get 5 across this next stint of the race, how much further do we think they can go on the fuel? Because with at least 3, they made it 65, and they came in, what was it, lap 65, so they can go to 130. So do we think if there's more than that, we're going to see them go super, super long? I
think you could see somebody maybe try to make it. Like pit on the next caution and then go all the way.
The problem is, at minimum, I think the latest you can go is probably lap 95. I think that's probably the latest that you could, or the earliest that you could pit, and relatively speaking, make it home.
If we continue at the same rate of cautions?
If we continue at the same rate of cautions, fair. But but even then, I don't think you're not gonna save 20 laps of fuel.
I don't
that would
know.
be ridiculous.
How many caution laps have we run out of 75?
I don't know. I can't even check it, to be honest with you. Probably 74.
No, seriously though, probably 45.
Probably like 45 laps.
Yeah.
But you're still burning some fuel across those 45 laps, so I don't know. I suppose the only way we would have known is if someone had not pit under the caution, and then they just kept going and tried to go for a 1-stop. So
Well-
if they just saved and tried to go for a one stop.
Well, I think if I'm a guy who's in contention, who's running mid-pack back, and I am notoriously okay at saving fuel anyway, like I know I can save, I'm pitting next caution, and I'm going to try to go all the way as they go back to green now.
Well, we go green again. The issue with that is then, Jim, you're also relying on cautions.
Well, if it doesn't happen, then you pit accordingly when it does, when it's time. But at this rate right now, I see no reason to think we're not going to continue to have cautions. Not that I'm obviously rooting for that, but I'm just saying
Matt's also saying as well, car will get loose on the long run if it goes green too. So, that's going to be an issue that they're going to have to deal with as well.
By the way, we were talking earlier with Al and talking about these drivers shifting into going into turn one and staying in fourth gear all the way till they come off of 4. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
So a guy who's trying to save could also avoid shifting. And he's not going to be that much slower.
No, especially if you're in the train as well. You can sit fifth pretty much all the way, but it's if you want to save and you're in the train, you could click down.
I don't know.
Stay in fifth and sit in the train pretty much until you're ready to go. So it's a tough task. It's a balancing act. I mean, we're halfway in this race now, lap 80 of 160. Relatively speaking, it hasn't actually changed too much at the front of the field, Jim. And I think that's just come down to the fact that literally all the cautions have come out at the back of the field where drivers are just getting mixed up. And that's realistically where it's normally happening every week. It doesn't normally happen at the front of the field. It normally happens towards the back where drivers get a little bit unglued or they make a bit of a mistake. And it's the nature of racing.
Yeah, that's all true.
Oh, Brad doesn't know what he did, by the way. He doesn't know the joke that we made.
That's all right. That's even better.
Yep. Means we got away with it.
We did indeed get away
until
with
he goes back to watch it. He's right on board with Al Corey here, trying to keep this car nice and clean. I must say, and it is on the JPB Broadcasting channel, I recommend you go and watch the interview that Al did with James.
Yes.
It was actually very good. It was a very good listen, very interesting listen. Interesting to learn more about the league and his perspective as an admin. I mean, of course, I'm an admin of my own series, but knowing the perspective of other admins is always important, and understanding where you can end up. As I think something's just blinked. We're back now.
Did you? Okay, that was weird. Did you hear that? I know we're on live, but did you hear that beeping before it happened?
I did not, because I can't hear anything from the cars. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I did hear a beeping. Yeah, that was really weird.
Maybe that was the Corgi bomb getting to your door, Jim.
It might have been. If it is, it arrives late. I can't go get it now.
Tyler Wills in the chat. Well, there's my race. Did not see a meatball flag and got DQ'd.
Oh, Tyler. How do you miss a meatball flag, though, buddy? It's a big giant flag in the right corner, left corner there.
You're too busy thinking about the spaghetti.
Good. Well, you just made me want some. I hate you. Appreciate that. Now I want some spaghetti and meatballs.
I'm more of a fettuccine fan myself.
No, I love fettuccine now. Don't get me wrong. I make a pretty mean fettuccine too, especially with some Cajun chicken, sausage.
Oh, I made some fettuccine Alfredo the other day, Jim. It was very good. It was a good time, I must say.
Brad Crest doing, as James would say, Brad Crest doing Brad Crest things. He's just
yeah, he's not doing Porsche things.
No,
he's doing
not
Brad
at all.
Crest
He's
things.
doing Brad Crest things. He's just, doing his thing, man. Quietly sitting back there in fourth.
Keeping himself, silent achiever. Again, he's been a silent achiever all season, but he's been achieving things.
Oh, yeah.
So just because he's been quiet doesn't mean that he hasn't been achieving.
Well, I've been trying to expose him because I talk about him at the end of every race. just to make sure people know that he's doing what he does. Looks like Jared Jackson slipped back a little bit on this on that pit cycle there. You know, he was running up there in third for most of the early part of the race. Now he's back here in sixth. That's a good-looking livery he's got on that car too there.
Yeah, same one he's run all season. It is a good-looking car, though. I like seeing the full team outfit, all of those cars together. I think they all look really, really smart when you see all the different colors or the colored variants of that team.
Yes. So who all?
He's got
it's
Corey
him
Silver
and
in behind in the Five Guys car.
yeah.
As expensive as Five Guys is, at least they have free refills.
They are expensive.
Well, they are. They are. Give me a Carl's Jr. any day over Five Guys, controversial as that may be.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I would probably pick a Whataburger.
That's because you live in Texas, Jim.
Yes, it is.
If you lived in LA, you'd probably be picking In-N-Out. If you lived in New York, you'd probably be picking Shake Shack.
We have Shake Shack here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was only on the East Coast.
No, we've got. They're starting to, I think, head this way.
You know what? I think there's actually a Shake Shack in Seattle. From memory.
That would be about as far west as you could get. So.
Yeah. So we can see Brian Dickens at the moment in a nice tight battle with fake Matt Piracini. James Honeycutt. Sorry, James, if you're watching us back.
Yes, it's more just a... Oh, Tyler Rula says In-N-Out is a must. Obviously, he's never had a Whataburger.
Or maybe you could go, if you go to Canada as well, Jim, you could have a A&W as well.
We have A&Ws all over. You've had A&Ws for years and years around here.
Oh.
Yeah, they got the fried cheese curds. They're great.
That sounds amazing.
They are amazing.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely spectacular. Yeah. I do want to go to Tim Hortons one day as well.
I didn't even know about Tim Hortons till you told me about it.
Really?
No, never heard of it until you brought it up and told me.
You need to update yourself on Canadian food.
Well, I've
Jim.
never been to Canada. I've been pretty close, but I've never been to Canada.
Is it just, and it is a running joke around the world, where nothing exists outside the United States for people who can live in the United States?
No, that's absolutely 100% not true.
Okay.
Not at all. No, I just never been to Canada. I mean, I haven't spent much time in the north. I'm from the south. The only time I really spent any significant time in the north is another story for you. When I was caddying on the Pro Golf Tour. I caddied on the Pro Golf Tour for a year, and I did several events up in the northern, North New York area, like, Buffalo, Corning area, which is not very far from crossing over into Canada. And I spent some time up in the upper Michigan area, which is also not that far from crossing over into Canada. But I've never got there. We always choose to take our vacations to more, tropical type stuff.
Okay, Jim, it's fine that you don't like the cold.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of the cold. Yeah.
I could picture you living a Jesse Ventura-esque life of staying in the bayou 6 months out of the year.
Jesse Ventura. Where did that come from? He's not from the bayou.
He lives in not in the bayou, the Baja. He lives in the Baja 6 months out of the year.
Oh, does he? That's crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he got himself elected the governor of Minnesota cracks me up to no end.
That's because he's actually someone who wants to make good change.
Yeah, but the reality is he's a bit crazy, and he tells a lot of stories that
I think the fact that he lives out of
true.
the Baja for 6 months out of the year and complains about drones over his head pretty much proves that point correct.
Well, there you go. That's exactly right. Yeah, he's a little, he's a little out there. So what I want to know is, this is way off topic, and Al's going to hate this. What I want to know is, did he really get knocked out by Chris Kyle? Because Chris Kyle said in his book that he knocked Jesse Ventura out at a SEAL party in San Diego, I believe, like an induction thing or something, and they supposedly got into it in a bar, and Jesse Ventura supposedly sued them because they put that in the book and it wasn't true, and so I don't know. But anyway, that's just one of those.
Well, the only
things.
person, unfortunately, we can ask if it's true is Jesse Ventura.
Yes. Well, there were plenty of other people in that bar, so there's other people that know if it happened or not, especially if it did happen. But from what I understand, Jesse Ventura won the suit against his estate. So maybe it didn't happen. I don't know. But nevertheless, Jesse Ventura is definitely a bit out there. He was out there as a wrestler. And he really got out there after he became governor, after he got out of the governor's office.
To be fair, they also let Arnold Schwarzenegger be governor of California as well. So,
well, that's true, but he was actually decent. I mean, not that I don't know that Jesse wasn't. To be honest, I really don't. He's just after the fact. He's crazy.
True. But you know what else is crazy, Jim? How fast this race has gone on.
Yes.
We are at lap 105 of 160, but we've still got 55 laps to go. So there's still such a long way to go.
Right there goes to show you that my cooked up strategy that I had in my head for somebody to go the distance got shot to heck because there wasn't another caution for them to pit on. So now pretty much everybody can go the distance from here. If they pit. Yeah, if they pit here, they can go the distance.
Yep.
And so
for McClendon, he leads the way, and he's looking pretty unbeatable at the moment, Jim. Is McClendon?
I mean, he's looking strong.
Very strong.
Oh, there's a car
around though. Is that going to be a caution?
It's got to be.
How is that not a caution?
Single
he
car.
Spun and hit the wall.
Single car, and he's off the track.
True.
Single car, nobody else involved. It should be Will Emmerich.
It is.
Yeah. Now he's off the track. I mean, that's not a caution situation.
It's not. He's just gone round.
Yeah.
I will pre-warn you, Jim. Don't get me started on trying to do a Jesse Ventura impersonation at some point.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. No, clearly what you're setting up there is you're absolutely wanting me to ask you to do a Jesse Ventura impersonation.
No,
and you
I'm
had to let me know that you're capable of it.
I lived 6 months out of the Baja.
Yeah, that is horrible, by the way. That's not even close to good.
I know. Absolutely.
There's some comedian that does Ventura, and he
and he does him so well.
Oh my God, it's just like him.
He does him so well. Yep. There's also Karrion Kross as well. Also does a very good Jesse Ventura. Will Sasso is fantastic. And
fantastic. Look at this. Oh,
just a wrestling fan, which I love. That's Cress.
Getting a little racy back here.
They're getting racy. They're getting feisty, Jim. The gloves are off at this point. They've got, less than 50 laps to go. And points are going to matter here to the most crucial degree. Because realistically, the top 4 in the championship are the top 4 in the race right now. Yeah. I do believe. Let me check where Ben Harkham is in the standings. So I'm not talking out of my... No, he's right there. He's P7. So he's actually getting a good gain over those drivers ahead of him, like Benson, Merritt, Matt Harmon.
Well, obviously Benson had his fair share of trouble earlier, so he's back. I mean, he's not horrible. He's back in 16th. He's still in the lead lap, but he had that unfortunate incident, and he's probably now at least trying to be somewhat safe because he doesn't have a fast repair left.
Yeah.
But this whole front group up here, they've been just phenomenal all night. I mean, and all of them are fast. They're just waiting for the time. They're all fast. They're staying right with the leader. I mean, they're doing their thing. I mean, actually, he's kind of stretched it out a little bit, but I don't think that that's indicative of these other guys lacking pace. I just think that they are, maybe taking it a little easier in case they got to put a long run together. Who knows? But
yeah, I think they're trying to keep themselves in personal check at this point. I think.
Yeah,
they
I
are.
would say that's an accurate statement.
Yeah. I think keep yourself. We've mentioned it before. Buy a ticket to the end. Buy a ticket to the end of the playoffs. Buy a ticket to the end of the race tonight. You don't want to try and push too hard because it's not just tonight's race that you're affecting. It's the rest of your playoffs run as well that you're affecting.
So I am not sure when this happened and how I possibly missed this. But Jarrett Jackson is a lap down, running in 18th place.
He pitted on lap 108, Jim.
For what reason, I wonder?
I would say just his normal stop. Because Slaughter and Hendricks have also come in on 114 and 110.
Well,
and of course the whole field is spread
maybe
out.
That is a little. If that's what that is, because I missed it, and I looked down all of a sudden and I was like wondering where's he at, and then it's interesting.
Well, Harkham and Bradley are now coming in, so we'll see where they end up in comparison. So Crest stays out there. They are there, coming down pit road.
I just wanted to see if we got to keep an eye on them because, just got to be
There's
careful.
Jackson. So Jackson just got his lap back on them, and they haven't even gotten into the box yet.
Yeah, well, and what are they're turning? What are the laps around here?
McClendon's in as well. Crest is also in.
20-something seconds. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the top two are also in. Crothers is in as well.
Well, this seems early though. They pitted on. No, I guess not. 60 laps.
Yeah. So Silver, Wu, Corey, Dewey, and Crutchley have just lapped them. So that's why. So okay. Jackson's about to come round and be near them as well, Jim. So he's P14 on the road at the moment. Yeah, those guys are still in pit lane. So there he is there. He's come out ahead of both Bradley and Harkham.
So
going long, he undercut them. Going long has hurt them in the race. McClendon's come out still in the lead. Well, here's Jackson. He's got past Crest, so he's now up into technically P3 because Hendricks is now actually corrected P2.
Yeah, well, let's let this settle all the way out and see what happens here. But, yeah, Jackson, if he pitted, so he pitted roughly 8 to 10 laps earlier than these guys. I mean, so they're going to have a little bit better tires than him, but not a ton better.
No, because you can save the tires.
And he certainly had enough fuel from there, right? That's only 50 laps. Yeah, so he's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that may be.
Corey Silver's come out as well, but he's come out behind this battle pack. So he's been the one that's actually been hurt the most by going too long. So yeah, getting on that fresh rubber early has really helped Jared Jackson's chances here in this race. Corey and Wu are into pit lane, as well as Michael
Jackson
Seymour.
Is now essentially in, well, I guess
he's
third
P3.
place.
He's correct P3, yeah. And then Hendricks, who's not even a factor in the championship, is up in P2. So this is now the X factor of the playoffs, is because everybody's racing.
Sure.
Anyone can steal points from you.
Yeah. All right, so these guys hanging on, hoping for a pit, for a yellow flag here. You got Harmon, Benson. But at this point, does a yellow flag really help them?
It would help them in the fact of it would drag them back into the clutches of McClendon. So they would have McClendon right in front of them once again. And it would also mean that Hendricks is in their line of fire too. Now, you would hope that Hendricks would be smart, and if they're going to start battling, he just lets them go because he's not in the playoff position. Because we've seen that hurt drivers before. We saw Parasini back at Kansas get taken out by a car who's not in the playoffs opportunity zone, that cost Parasini. So
still, if this is this guy's opportunity to win a race, and he hasn't won a race before, I mean, how do you ask him to step out of the way?
That's true.
I mean, guy's got his first chance to win a race, man. It's hard to say, hey, can you get out of the way? We're more important than you are. I just, I think as a you know, as long as he's driving, well, there's a caution. So we're going to find out. So who's still out there? Benson, Harmon, Dickens is not in the playoffs, but Benson, Harmon. That's it, really.
Yeah,
I guess.
and that's the car. That was the car then that McClendon just passed to cause the caution, and I think it might have been John Crutchley.
I think it showed Honeycutt. I
No,
think.
no, it's Honeycutt. It is Honeycutt.
Yeah,
well,
he
Matt
just-
Pericini's just cheered in the chat.
Stop.
Sorry, James.
Oh, so Tyler Rulis is talking about WrestleMania in 2 weeks. There's probably another WrestleMania fan or two around here. I don't know.
Probably somewhere. If you find them, let us know, Tyler.
Yeah.
Matt Harmon though he's only coming to pit road, Jim. So back on live, Dickens, Harmon,
why
and
did I
Benson
do
have
that?
come into pit road. That's fine.
If I do that, then we can actually see them on pit road.
Yep. So
Keep an eye
now,
on
so this
these.
is now the issue as well with them going long, because now they're going to drop right to the back of the field.
Yes, well,
And
which
it's
is what I
gonna
was talking
hurt.
about with do you want a
Yeah.
caution? But, you know, they're going to have the freshest rubber, though, which could, in theory, help because their
Maybe.
tires are going to be, you know, 20-ish laps better, 10 to 20, depending on who you're comparing them to. There goes Harmon.
Oh, where are they going to come out? P7 for Matt Harmon. That's not so bad. Maybe P9. Yeah, P9 or P8.
There's Benson.
It hasn't ended up too bad for him.
No, not
and
at all.
for Benson, they're still inside of the 10. They've got
And
freshest
fresh-
rubber
yeah.
on the track.
Plenty of fuel, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly
This could be interesting.
it worked out for them as well. So everybody's kind of different strategies all over the place here has put these guys back together again. You know, you got Harcum in third up there, Jarrett Jackson in fourth with his pit early strategy, earliest guy to pit, which I still like that. You know, Bradley pitted on 118 was right around with McClendon. Let's see once all this shakes out exactly to make sure that is where they end up staying and timing and scoring doesn't move them around.
I've also seen Ben Harcum has gotten past Jared Jackson as well before the caution was called. So Harcum is now P3 on the road.
You tired over there at 10 a.m. in the morning or what?
It's 12 a.m. now, Jim.
Oh.
Actually. And I'm dealing with the
It's not
fact that
12
we've just
a.m. It's
changed.
12 p.m.
Oh, 12 p.m. 12 p.m. But I'm dealing with the fact, Jim, that we've just changed over from daylight savings. So
Oh, yes.
I was actually very tired yesterday because of that changeover. So
Yeah, it's rough getting up at 11 o'clock. I know that's tough.
yes, when you've stayed awake, Jim, until 3 a.m., it's tough.
I do it every day. All right, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. I mean, in theory, we got 29 laps to go. This could be the run for it all right here.
Good indeed. This could make or break your playoffs run. If you can have a clean race to the end, you will be cheering your way to Miami next week as we're underway once again. Green flag. McClendon leads. Hendricks on P2. Harcum, Jackson, Bradley, Kress, Harmon, Benson, and Dickens and Crothers all
They're
inside of the
racing
top 10. They are racing. Let's do some quick comparisons for who is in this battle that's inside the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven drivers, Jim, inside of the 10 are in the
Yes.
playoffs.
Top 8, 7 of the top 8 are in the playoffs. The only guy that's not in the playoffs is Davey Hendrick.
Yep. So this
This
battle
is good
is
stuff
on.
right
It's
here.
it's anyone's game, realistically, Jim. It is anyone's game
Oh yeah.
based on the fact that if there's a caution or if there's something that happens at the front of the field, any of them can take advantage.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. And every one of these guys is fast and got a lot of experience. They're good drivers. You know, this is, I mean, literally, well, that's a pretty livery right there. Oh, he's got Nichols Oil Pros on the hood too.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We got to show the Nichols Oil Pro ad. I haven't done that yet.
Well, on the next caution, we'll show it off, Jim.
Yeah, we will. Good idea. I like that.
Yeah. And if
Assuming-
not, end of the show.
Yeah, assuming there is another caution. This is some good racing right here, though.
Some fantastic racing.
This is some of the furthest back Cress has been all night.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't really been back in any kind of traffic, really. He's been up there in that 4th, 5th position all night just riding. Now he's got a little battle going on around him.
Harmon and Jackson battling their way inside for the top 5 positions. With 24 laps to go at Richmond Raceway. On board now with Matt Harmon on the Cunningham Tyres livery. A certain commentator's favourite driver in the field that also shares the name Cunningham.
He doesn't share my name, only the tire sponsor.
That's what I mean. Jim, who said I was talking about you?
Right. Because
we might have someone here at JP Broadcasting whose
Munro.
last name is Harmon.
No, we don't.
Yeah, well, yeah. There might be a driver out there with the last name Munro.
It could be. Although I don't know that they're here. It probably is somewhere.
Tex Nichols mentioning Jeff Slaughter's car, which we did show off earlier in the show.
Yeah,
Tex,
we did.
Earlier in the race. That it does look very, very good. Running the Nichols Oil
We'll
Pro
get your commercial
livery.
in there, Tex, in a few minutes, man. I haven't got it in there yet. I've been so excited with all this good racing tonight, but we'll get that in there. And absolutely, I showed off Slaughter's car earlier. That thing is fantastic looking.
So McClendon is still the fastest driver on track, bar Matt Harmon, who did a 22.297 on the last lap. So Harmon's got some pace. McClendon cruising his way forward.
Powered by them
Did a
Cunningham
22.4.
tires.
Oh, he's got all the grip in the world, Jim, thanks to Cunningham tires.
That's right. All the grip in the world. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
This 3 right here, this is a good battle, though. Has been for
It is,
several
and-
laps now. And Crest backed out of it a little bit, but he was right there up in it, too. And Jackson also they've kind of fallen off this group a little bit.
It's a proper sort of, swapping and changing positions battle, Jim. It's finding when you want to go for the run, figuring out the
Did Harmon get
balancing
loose?
act.
Harmon got loose there, I think.
Maybe.
Oh, no, he dropped off quick if he didn't. I think he got
Bradley's right here with him.
I think he got a little loose, though.
So Bradley, Harmon, and Cress all battling it out for P3 on the road.
And Harcum as well,
Hendricks. Yeah, Harcum as well. Sorry, yep, Harcum as well. So all these drivers are in contention here for the playoffs, and it might be that tonight and next week in Miami they have to run the more consistent game, and then when they get to Atlanta, that's when they have to do a final push for it. But for McClendon, if he can lock out this race win for himself, well, he's going to be coming up gangbusters towards that final round, Jim. Because we mentioned you're probably going to need a race win to win the series. That's what you're going to need realistically in this playoffs.
I agree.
To get a race win and then get consistent points.
Yeah, I don't see the championship being won by a guy who doesn't win a race, because there's too many of them that are too good. That
could happen, Jim. I've seen it happen before.
No, it could. It absolutely could. But it's only a 3-race playoff, which is more likely to need a victory. If it was a longer thing where consistency could pay bigger dividends, you know what I mean? In this particular situation. No, Jackson has slid back a little. There's a caution with 14 laps to go. So we're going to come back. We're going to come back to racing. That was Honeycutt again, I believe.
Oh, it's just having some struggles. I have a feeling Matt Piracini may have put a curse on that car.
Yeah, I think so. I think that car is cursed now. I don't believe in a commentator curse, but I believe it's Jeff Gordon curse.
Yeah, quite possibly. Maybe a Hendricks Motorsport curse.
Could be. So, this is interesting now. Everybody's faking like they're going in pit row. Somebody came. Who was it that came?
Yeah, Bradley, Jackson, Dickens, Benson, Silver, Slaughter, Corey Dewey. They're all coming in for fresh rubber. And this is a somewhat smart gamble now, Jim.
Yeah.
come in, get the fresh rubber on the car, push forward. You've got the spare tires to your advantage. Use it. Use it to your advantage. So
yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. If you're Bradley or Jackson, especially Jackson was falling off for sure because his tires were older. So yeah, I don't hate this at all, man.
And the amount of positions they've given up is actually not that far down the order. I mean, Bradley,
We'll
Jackson, Slaughter, Silver, they're still inside of the 10. Benson was arguably the bigger loser out of it. But they're now going to be on that fresh rubber with the leaders right in front of them.
Well, Benson was only in 8th place. He was in 8th place. Now he's in 11th. I mean, it's not, I mean, he did drop a little bit, but it looks like, well, he's in 10th now. So yeah, he only dropped 2 spots.
Matt Piracini, I'm banning him from running a Gordon car ever again.
He said he was begging him at first. Look,
I know, but he misspelled it, so I read it out how he
faux
meant
pas,
it.
but maybe he really meant that. Sometimes things are said in error, and they're not really in error.
And this is true. It's what you really feel.
So I like that, man. Jared Jackson sitting here at 8th, Bradley in 7th. Yeah. They got fresh tires, right?
Good strategy. Yeah. Might as well come in, take the fresh rubber, push on to the end. You got 10 laps. Might as well use the tires up and see what happens.
Right. And you got Keaton Crothers in there who did not pit this time around. And my guess is, no offense to Keaton, but I think he's going to get shuffled back pretty quickly.
He's going to get eaten alive. He's going to be in the piranha pool.
He is. Especially with probably 10 laps to go when this thing goes back. So this ought to be interesting. I don't know whether I want to see them, I mean, I guess I'm hoping for 10 green flag laps to get to the end. But there's also a side of me that...
We've also got green flag checkered in place as well, Jim.
Yeah,
so if we get a caution late,
here we go.
We will go green flag checkered to the end. Green flag, though. At Richmond Raceway, can the roll of the dice pay off for some of those drivers who came in to take tyres, or will the roll of the dice to stay out and gain or regain your track position be more important in this one? McClendon leads them away. Oh, Cress is getting a bit loose. We can see the fresh tyres on Bradley's car. Could this already now pay off for him and help him make up some moves back to where he was in the race with the fresh rubber on board that Duff Beer machine?
Keaton Crothers pinched Jared Jackson in, and Jared Jackson couldn't make that same move that Bradley made.
So now the next on the list for Bradley is Matt Harmon, and then Ben Harkham, Davey Hendricks, and then try and chase down McClendon to the end. 9 to go in the Miller Lite 160 for the first round of the playoffs. Can the fresh tyres on Bradley's car be the X factor in getting him up onto the podium here this evening?
Matt Harmon's got all the grip in the world, though, you said earlier. Look at him driving it down on the bottom of the track right there. But Bradley is up eating up his bumper right now. Bradley's going pretty good. I tell you what, though, no, with Harmon down there on that bottom, I don't think Bradley could take it up to that way high line and get around. I don't think that's a serviceable line. Oh, there he goes. He's making a move down low now.
And there's a caution too. Oh, he's going to have to redress it.
Slaughter. Oh, no. Yeah, he didn't get that position. He's going to have to give it back. It was Slaughter got turned. Turned himself, yeah.
Turned himself. Oh, duck,
somebody hit him.
Yep. Yeah.
If that car hadn't bumped him, we might not have had a caution there. Well, he did come to stop on the track, so we probably would have. But, all right, where are we at now? Let's go back live. How many laps have we got left? 6 laps to go. Probably going to be 4-ish. 4 or 3.
You've got to feel for Bradley because he had that move lined up to perfection. He was going to get it, and then the caution gets called as he's alongside.
Yeah, he was. I mean, literally, they were side by side when that happened. Let's see if can I.
And I'm sure the swear words that were thrown from Sean Bradley then.
It was probably more like some or what? That's I literally don't make any Simpson noises, so I have no idea. Do a Simpson noise for me, because that's probably what it was. Let me see if I can.
Crunk with you, sweetie. There you go. There's a
Oh,
Simpson
God.
noise. Yeah, I know.
That's going to pop up for me as a nightmare. So let's see if I can do this. Click on the crash, and then click on Bradley.
So he tries to line it up, and whilst this is happening,
here he dives in right here.
In the background.
Yep, the crash is happening, and then
yellow flag.
Bam! The caution comes out. Oh man, he was so close to pulling that off too. Oh wow! All right, well, so here we go. We're gonna we'll see what the pace cars got.
Well, Jimmy made it to double digits.
Oh, we sure did, didn't we? You know what, though? It seemed like it slowed down enough in the second part of the race. It wasn't, like it wasn't distracting. We had a nice green flag run there. We had some excitement right there, and then that caution kind of stopped it. So I think that was a very beneficial caution for Harmon because his tires are a little older.
Saved him a position.
Sure.
And it probably also helped McClendon now because it means that there's so many less laps to go.
Right.
That you'd almost have to lock him into the win at this point because Hendricks has not been able to bring it to him.
Has not. No, he has not. And, and even if he does, in the playoff picture, McClendon still comes out the winner, So, from that standpoint, yeah. So here we go. About ready to go back green again, looks like.
Double file restart.
Yeah.
And Bradley is going to have the inside line on Matt Harmon off the restart.
Yes, but you got Harcum down there though.
Yeah. So how quickly can he make moves? It'll be 2 laps to the end.
So it'll be this will be your standard green white checker here. So
yeah. So who's going to get it? Is McClendon going to get the first win of the playoffs? It's all about to be told as green flag running. 2 to go. Green, white, checkered to the end.
I definitely would not count out Bradley for sure. He's fast. If he can get a hole. Oh, everybody's down on that bottom line. They're eating up.
Yep.
They're eating up.
Oh, Harcum tapped the wall.
Oh.
Kept it going. Bradley, though, inside line on Harmon. He wants this move. He wants P4.
White flag. This is it. It ain't nothing stopping it now.
Hendricks.
Hendricks is going to drive under him.
He wants him. He wants the win.
Hendricks is trying to drive
doesn't want to
under
let him have it. He can't get there. Final corner dash. Here comes Ben Harcum outside line as well. Checkered flag flies. Steve McClendon wins the first round of the playoffs at Richmond, and Bradley crashes it and wrecks it on the final line.
Bradley come off that turn. He was take slapping, man, coming off that turn.
He went for it.
Yeah, he did. Let's see if I can.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was
so
good
McClendon
stuff right
wins.
there. Yeah.
Davey Hendricks, Ben Harcum, Matt Harmon, Sean Bradley, Brad Kress, Al Corey gets inside of the top 10. Jared Jackson, Corey Silver, Brian Dickens,
Jason Benson,
11th. Yep, Cameron Kane, Kyle Dewey, Elton Wu, John Crutch,
15th.
Yeah, the Nodge. That's a great effort from him. Keaton Crothers, Jeff Slaughter, Will Emmett, Domenic Zenobi, James Honeycutt, Michael Seymour, Tyler Rulis, John Barton, Tex Nichols, Tyler Merritt never got started in this race. Neither did Kyle St. John. Well, McClendon gets the first win of the playoffs.
How about that?
He led nearly every lap, Jim.
Yeah, he did.
Nearly every lap.
I know.
And you'd have to argue
that was as dominating.
Helped him.
That was but I don't know that he needed any help there at all, man. He dominated that race. He really, really did. Wow. All right, let's see. See if we got some results here. I got so excited I forgot to hit them. Whew, man.
There are the provisional race results. And what an end. What an end to that race. Let's see if we can get a replay of Bradley's crash right on the finish line.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that.
That was immense.
Let's see. This is all I'm going to probably have. Let me get these off of here if I can. Let me click on him. Where is he at?
I think he's already cracked. Oh! He just got a bit loose.
Yeah, he was tank slapping there. Let's see if I do it again. Now I know where to click. I think I might be able to catch him just a wee bit earlier.
Can you imagine if that happened one lap earlier?
Yeah, well, but he purposely gave it all it had because it was. So here we go. Now he's giving it everything, and see, it starts tank slapping right there, and he's trying to catch it, and then boom, there he goes.
Oh. Matt Harmon just got him literally on the line.
Did he?
Yeah, quite literally on the finish line was when Matt Harmon got past him.
So that was nice for Harmon.
Play it. Yeah, watch when he hits the tank slapper, Jim. Hit the quarter speed. I want to see this in slow motion because we're going to break it down a little bit better. So press quarter now. So watch it. Here comes Harmon.
Oh,
Slides,
yeah, he did.
Harmon gets there.
He did. He lost a position. Yeah.
Yep.
He sure did. Good catch there. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's get those results up where you can read through those.
Well, we already did run through them, to be fair.
Well, that's true. We kind of did, I guess. Well, we'll leave them up there for a second.
Visual representation for those at home. The top 17 cars all finished on the lead lap. Will Emmett was the first driver, 2 laps down. Then Zenobi was 2 down. Honeycutt 18 down. Seymour 38 down. Rawless 81 down. Barton 115 down. Nichols 117 down. So a bit of variety at the back of the field, of course. Our 3 podium finishes here this evening that we get to have a chat to once again. We've got Ben Harkham, Davey Hendricks, Steve McClendon waiting to come and have a chat to us. We'll start it out though with P3 in Ben Harkham. Mr. Harkham, congratulations. P3 on the road this week. Good solid chunk of points in your playoff hopes. Are you a little bit sour, though, that you couldn't finish one position right behind McClendon in the end, and it was a car that wasn't in the playoff position that took those points away from you?
Yeah, I feel like I had a winning car tonight. If we could keep going green there, I felt like I had a long run car tonight. But glad to get a top 3 though. Get some good points.
Yeah, you had a really good run there. You were strong all night long. Obviously, McClendon's car was tough. He was led most of these laps, but you were consistently in that top 5 all night long, really.
Yep.
So that was it's a good run for you though, man. Good start to the playoffs, obviously McClendon's going to be tough with a win and stage win and all that stuff already.
Yeah, glad to see him get a win too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here?
Shout out to you guys for putting on a wonderful broadcast. Shout out to Domenic for sponsoring tonight's race, and Tex Nichols for sponsoring the series Nichols Oil Pros, and everybody at TBP.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you next week. I'm super excited. This was a great race.
Yeah, it was fun. Looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
See you.
Next up, we have P2 on the road, Davey Hendricks out there. Mr. Hendricks, playing a bit of spoil sport for those playoff position drivers. You get yourself a P2 on the road tonight, an exceptional effort, and a well-deserved effort too. Come in, fun night of racing, get yourself a podium, and a little bit of you have to earn your playoff points. I'm not just going to give them to you.
Yeah, really, that's the only reason. Because I've only run a couple races this year, but I just enjoy showing up, trying to run some laps, and see if I can, hang with some of these quick dudes. And it worked out. I'm happy with the second place finish.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead. Sorry.
You tried to go. I was going to say you tried to go for it on the last lap there with McClendon, but just couldn't quite get it. Do you think you could have taken it to him if there was maybe 2 or 3 more laps in the race?
Probably not. He had newer tires. I hate short tracks. I don't enjoy them in the least bit. He seemed to be quicker than everybody all night. I don't think I'd have had anything. The only chance I did have was the restarts.
Well, you had a really good run, man. It was it's nice to show up and play spoiler like that, and you cost a few of those playoff guys a couple of points there. that's got to be a little fun. Nothing like playing spoiler if you're not in the playoffs. So
Yeah, I enjoy making them work for it.
that's right. You got anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here?
Dom for sponsoring the race, all the drivers that showed up, the admins that put it on, everyone watching, and you guys up in the booth. I think that's it.
Well, we appreciate it. And you going to be out next week?
We'll see. Like I said, it's hit and miss when I can make Sunday nights, but
Right.
I think it's Homestead, right?
It is Homestead, yes.
That's a fun track in these cars. So if I can make it, I'll definitely be there.
All right, man. Well, we'll hopefully see you next week.
Yep. See y'all.
Next up on the ticket, we have our race winner this evening, Steve McClendon, who led the championship into the playoffs and now will lead into round 2 of the playoffs as the championship leader once again. Mr. McClendon, great job for you, sir, proving once again that maybe the form at the back end of the season was strictly based on your strategy of getting stage wins. You came in tonight, you took the win, and you pretty much, you showed who you are and you showed why you're at the top of the standings. So congratulations, P1, and some solid points on the board leading into Homestead next week.
Yeah, thanks. That was the plan tonight. Was really just get some stage points, try to finish up as close as we could to the front. And I don't know, I really dislike this place. So the fact that we got out here and ran as well as we did, I was just as shocked as everybody else.
I'd hate to see you show up at a track you liked. Because, man, I don't even know how many laps you led tonight, but it was a bunch of them.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it shocked me, man. I've just got in a groove there too, especially when we kind of got that little bit of a long run there. I guess at the beginning after the break there, it settled in.
Yeah, we had a nice little run, yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of, I had to remember to blink a few times, so it I don't know, just got settled in and mission accomplished for tonight, I guess.
You couldn't have done much more than you did.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't know where it came from, but we will take it for sure.
So, yeah, obviously, congratulations. I'm sure you got somebody you want to shout out to.
Yeah, I got to say hey to my wife and my sister. They gave me a hard time the last time because I didn't shout them out. So shout out to them specifically. All the guys at Twisty Bits Racing. They were, they're always good teammates. And then Nathan at Catamount Solutions keeps the internet on, keeps the beers flowing.
That's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah, no doubt.
I like the throwback Coors Light kind of livery you got going on there.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I like that. Rocky Mountains there going on. That's a nice looking car.
Yeah, it's just a hobby, I guess, more than anything, getting to paint these things.
I love it. Yeah,
I don't sell them or nothing. I just like to do it, have fun with it, and everything's kind of a homegrown deal here, and just like changing it up.
Yeah. No, that's great. You gonna run a new paint scheme next week?
Yeah, we got a couple ready to go for the next couple weeks. So
all right, man.
We're excited about it. So thank you guys for broadcasting all this too. I do want to say thank you to Tex for sponsoring the series. I got to get with him. We're due for an oil change here soon, by the way. And then Domenic for putting the show on tonight. And all y'all's work. Gonna hang up with y'all, and I'm gonna go back upstairs and rewatch it.
There you go, man. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. And you're off to a good start. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We will see y'all then. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the same thing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice for you?
No doubt. All right, y'all have a good week.
All right, man.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
All right, so we got some house cleaning to do, you and I.
We do.
Yeah, we need to. I guess we'll maybe say our goodbyes and then play the Nichols ad as we roll out, maybe.
Yeah, we gotta give the thanks to Tex, of course, for sponsoring the series. He helps them keep the lights on in terms of keeping this series going for the next gen Cup car, and then by way of the drivers sponsoring the races, that allows us to broadcast it too. So, it's important that we get to thank the drivers who do sponsor the races, but also the series sponsor, because tech sponsoring the series goes a long way to helping the series run as smoothly as possible. So it's, that makes our job a little bit easier too in terms of broadcasting as well, Jim. So next week, Homestead. I'm excited. It's my favorite oval on the iRacing service. I love Homestead, love the road course, love the oval as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be a big test for these drivers as well. I almost wish we were running the road course just to get one road course in the playoffs.
A road course in the playoffs would be fun. It would be fun, but
just to spice it up,
Yeah, I don't know.
Put a bit of panache on it, put a bit of pizzazz.
If they ran more than one road course race a season, maybe I could see that, but this isn't, one of those where half the races are road course. And to be honest, right. It really, really, really does throw some wild cards in there, as you and I are well aware of when we watched them run at, Road America this year? Is that?
That's right.
Yeah. So that was interesting. But, and so I do want to mention, since we're about to play the Nichols Oil Pro ad as we say goodbye and see you next week, Tex Nichols is still doing his special where if you email him, he will put you on his preferred customer list, which gives you 25% off all purchases and free shipping over $100. And we know he's watching out there because he was talking about Jeff Slaughter's awesome paint job earlier, which it was. It was a beautiful NicholsOilPro.com paint scheme. So we're going to play the ad there for you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon as well if you're new here, to check out any of the racing we've got going on the channel from all across the world for the rest of April and the rest of 2025. We've got so much more sim racing content to come your way here on JP Broadcasting as well. If you want to too, you can also become a member of the channel as well if you want to support us that way. So we highly implore you to do so if you feel that you would like to. But I'm Hamish Munro with Jim Cunningham alongside for the NicholsOilPros.com Series Playoffs Round 1 this evening for the Miller Lite 160 out at Richmond Raceway. We'll see you guys next week at Homestead. And a big thank you to the series sponsor, NicholsOilPros.com, as we'll give thanks to them by way of playing those messages now from then before we head out.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.